Well, the Phoenix area does not disappoint. This is Sheryl Willis over at Go Arizona Real Estate and coming to you once a month with a video update on what's going on in the market. Despite what you're seeing in the news, I'm telling you, the only thing people can do, including us, is we can't talk about where we're going. We can only talk about where we've been. So when we look at stats, and we're looking at numbers literally on a daily basis, we can tell you where we're at today. So maybe it's inclement weather. That means that it might rain tomorrow, but it doesn't mean that we're necessarily going to see the market crash. Let me tell you, it's doom and gloom out there, meaning that's what the media sells. We all know that. Social media, YouTube, newspaper, if you still get the newspaper, online, the news, they're reporting information from 3-4 months ago. Look, I've mentioned this before. Right now, we can take a look at what contracts opened up in December. They closed in January. We just got those numbers in, and we're starting to watch the trend over the next 4 to 6 weeks to see if we were at the bottom. But by then, we'll already be past the bottom, right? All right, let's take a look and see where we're at right this very second. First of all, you need to understand, how do we measure this? We take a proprietary number. We use a company called Crawford Report, and super smart mathematicians that take basically numbers, predictive analytics, and they tell you based on the supply versus demand and that proprietary information they come up with is this index number, okay? So anything from 0 to about 100 is considered a buyer's market. 100 to 200 is about a seller's market. Now, the funny thing is over the last couple years, there was a couple of cities that got up to 700. Now you know what the chaos was about, right? But we are looking between 90 and 110 as a balanced market. So now that we know that, let's take a look and see where we are at today. Today, the overall greater Phoenix area, we are looking at about a 20% decline of buyer demand. That still means 80% of them are out there. That's a large number. But here's where the big matrix comes in. We don't have what they call 100% of what inventory we should have for the amount of people that are buying, living here, and building permits and such. We are only at about 65% of the inventory we need. Just to give you an idea, we're at about 15,000 as of this morning. We should be somewhere around 22,000. Let me tell you, out of those 15,000, number one, most of them, I shouldn't say most, a third of them are new construction that are in areas that are not in super high demand. Number two, the second third is, let's just call them less than desirable inventory. Between Open Door, OfferPad that bought homes late last year, and now they've been selling them and their prices have been coming down, 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 which is the vast majority of what you're seeing. They created some of that frenziness, and so now they're eating their words. But those homes are pretty bad. And then, oh my God, I saw a home the other day. It had to be the worst home I have seen on the market in a very, very long time. Not just because of its condition, but the next door neighbor was literally garbage overflowing out of the backyard. That's the second third of that inventory that's out there. Now, the third is a combination of homes that are still overpriced, homes that are still, everything comes down to price. Even if a home is in bad condition, if it's priced well, then it would sell. Everything is about price. So about a third of the homes out there are overpriced, but here's a little trick for buyers, especially in the over $1 million. I can't tell you how many people have called me and said, I've been watching this house. It's 1.7. I'm waiting for it to come down. And I'm like, well, what would you like it to come down to? And they're like 1.5. I'm like, how about you just go take a look at it and we write an offer at 1.5. If you're waiting for them to come down, you're probably going to miss out on that home. So needless to say, where are we today? The current market index based on our inventory and supply is at 121. What does that mean? It means that we are in favor of the seller in the totality of the greater Phoenix area. That doesn't mean in every single city and every single price point. So this is just that median, that average, okay, for the greater Phoenix area. But what does that tell you? If you look at the bottom right here of this number, the demand index, look at how just a little dot going up every single week. And I'll tell you, just in the last couple of days, we're watching it every day. It goes up every single day, albeit just a little bit. And that inventory is going down, 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 most of which, because we were at one time, we were up to 70%, is the new build inventory. I am telling you, if you are looking for new construction homes, now is the time. Yes, there'll probably be some better deals or pricing, but you're also getting the less favorable homes, locations, lots, etc. So you got to kind of figure out, where do you want to come in, the best value or the best deal? Not always the same thing. Now, if we look at where we are at year over year, because again, everybody right now just loves to talk about doom and gloom. Goldman Sachs, by the way, who has not been right on so many things, came out the other day, actually last month, and said that Phoenix is going to see another 25% decline. They, I guarantee you, are going to eat their words. When we look at the employment here in the greater Phoenix area, we are seeing massive job growth. If you look at volatile markets, Phoenix has always made the top 10. It just has. But when you see what's keeping Arizona afloat with a very low unemployment rate, and we still have massive job growth, sets us apart from the rest of the country. Now, if you look at where we were over the last couple of years, those index numbers are insane, like insane. And that's why, too, what we're feeling right now, it feels like we're moving slower than a turtle. But when you hear about people comparing our market to the next crash, 2008 verse 2, if you look at the bottom of this chart where it says 2000 and 2008, I didn't say that right, 2007 and 2008, it shows you where we are compared to where we were during that market crash. It takes a long time to get down to those numbers. And as quickly as we went down in 2022, think about it, we would have to have massive interest rates rising, like starting to get to 8, 9, 10% for us to get down to those numbers. Now, I realize there are people that are saying that that's the direction it's going to go. And this is another part. When they talk about the Feds raising the interest rate, that doesn't necessarily translate into mortgage rates. Those are short-term credit car loans, not 30-year mortgages. So what you hear is not always what it is. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But when we look at this comparison of year over year, look at how we are starting to climb up just a little bit. And that's a good thing. We are in a balanced market. You're going to continue to hear how our numbers are declining. And it's because we are going to be reporting year over year. And so the market was still moving absolutely insane last February, March, and April. And so until we get past that, kind of like inflation, we felt the inflation hitting those months. And now they're talking about how it's not rising as fast. That's because it was higher 1 year ago. So when you measure a year over year, it doesn't mean that things are coming down. It just means you don't feel it anymore. All right, if you want to know what each city is like, this is the sheet that you want to look at, the numbers. The hottest markets in the greater Phoenix area right now are Fountain Hills, Chandler, not surprised, Paradise Valley, Phoenix, Glendale, Avondale, Tempe, Mesa, Cave Creek, Scottsdale, and Gilbert are all sellers markets right now. So be smart when you go out there. If you're writing offers and you really are trying to get some seller concessions or some really good deals, you're going to need to either hit some of these other lower ranked cities that don't have as high as, again, the buyer demand versus the inventory, or perhaps maybe wait until this summertime. Now, chances are prices might start to rise, as we start to see that seller's market slightly intensify over the next couple of months. But no one knows what the future means, what brings. All we can tell you is what was right behind us. And this is what we experienced right now last week. And if you're looking for top of the day news, what's going on yesterday, call me. Shoot me a text, send me an email, days, nights, or weekends. We got your back when moving to Phoenix, Arizona, or to answer your questions about the market. And message to homeowners here in the greater Phoenix area: if you're not selling your home, you can just watch my video and forward it to your friends, but don't fret, my friends. Your values are still strong and the greater Phoenix area will prevail. All right, until next time, I'll see y'all soon. Bye.